But you were here before in the Netherlands, Lisa.
Yes,
You,
and now we're recording. We're
oh,
on.
yeah.
I've been in the Netherlands for quite a lot of times. I think it was, I don't remember if it's like 2, 3 years ago where I was there for over a year, almost like every second, third month having
Wow.
classes. And then I hosted the foundation class with Dane. No, it was with Gary at that time. It wasn't both of them in Amsterdam. That's really, really fun. It was so international from everywhere. So I'm well at home in Amsterdam. Let's say that. I really enjoy it. I've been there also just for my. I chose to celebrate my birthday there 2 years ago. Um,
Wow.
so and then they asked to have an extra class, and I had a little class in the evening too. And one of the extra days I was there, so
Yeah,
I really
there.
enjoy it. Yeah, you remember. So yeah, that's why I'm like, hey, let's do something more in Amsterdam, and let's go there next weekend and have the weirdest class I ever facilitate at the moment is Forbidden Desires because it's so charged for people. And
Yeah.
so like it's almost like a bad class because oh my god, you have to talk about things that you don't want to talk about, and it's not necessarily that. It's more the space of anything that you're not allowing yourself to have in your life is always these forbidden things. You hide them. You don't even usually know that you're asking for them or would like to have them because at some point you just put them away. And I remember that as a kid, things that were for me quite natural or weirdly enough, I liked them. So I was kind of like, if I looked at it, I joke I was a snob as a kid. I loved staying in five-star hotels. Like between the age of 6 and 12, we lived in Argentina. And we spent a lot of time in Brazil. And it was really cheap at that time. And my parents did choose a lot of the nice hotels. And we weren't like rich or anything like that, but it was really cheap. And then if we went to a different country and we were not staying in a 4 or 5 star hotel, I looked at them like, why would we do that? And from my perspective, it's like, why shouldn't we stay at the best thing? Like it was so weird. And it was a natural thing in my universe just to choose that, of course, from a kid's perspective. But it was so fun to see like sometimes the points of views of my parents and their like reactions against that choice. And I was like, what if life was that naturally okay to want the best for you, even if you cannot necessarily today buy it or pay for it or anything like that? What would you still be allowed to want to choose that or go in that direction? And those are things that like for most people they don't even ask for it or go for it, even think because oh I can't pay it today so it's not possible. It was, for example, I fly a lot and overseas. At the moment I fly more business again, and I think it was 3 years ago it was for me like almost impossible, the thought of flying business. It was so freaking expensive. I thought there was much better things to do with my money than pay for business. And I still like, but what would it take? I was like, I'm still curious. And one of the things that started showing up is that I got upgrades. They were giving me upgrades, and I was like, really? I remember one time in Chicago flying home, and I was quite tired. We had worked with a class, and I was checking in SIS, and they're absolutely not generous. Let's say that they don't have that in their universe like American airlines do. And I was like, asked him if I had a good seat. He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, if there's a better seat or something else in business, I'm not going to say no. And he just looked at me. He didn't say anything. He gave me a ticket. I looked at a ticket, 3A, 3A. Isn't that business? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what? What the? And I was like, what? I couldn't believe that one little question without like, I didn't think it was possible at that moment. He just like had fun with it and gave me an upgrade. And I was like, I was absolutely speechless. And I was like, thank you. I'll remember your name. I was, oh my God, with him. And he said, no, you won't remember my name. Not even at the gate. I'm like, yes, I will. And I did. And he was there when I was like checking in at the gate, and I thanked him, whatever his name was, because I don't remember that now. And he's like, oh, you did remember. I'm like, of course. And like these things what would happen if you're willing to go where the things would be fun for you? You don't have to expect them, but you would still allow them to show up in your world, even if you don't have the resources today. Like what if our resources today, usually money, wouldn't stop us from asking or going for something that would be really fun for us?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting, because only in the last few months I've learned that what you said, that we can really ask for what we desire, because I would love to go to a class, and then I would say, but I don't have the money, I can't go there. And now it's like, okay, so what would it take to go to be in that class, or what would it take to for the money to show up? So it's a really, it's a very different mindset than what I was before, saying, well, I can't go to the class, rather than switching it more to the question now, what's possible? Yeah. And I think that's amazing about forbidden desires, that we stop ourselves without knowing what you said.
Yes. So what? So have you guys, like, that don't know me now here? I know Anita very well, and Maria. Well, I haven't met you, Anita, yet, but I will. It feels that I know you very well. So if you guys would be willing to look at anything that you desire in your life that you have, maybe you don't even know you desire. Let's not go with that one. But where you have some kind of point of view, it's not possible. Would you be willing to look at that and see what could change or what could unlock that to become a possibility? Like, do you have anything concrete that we can play with, or anything that you'd like to look at? Because you can use my time now. Like, we can do anything here. We can just talk, and I have a conversation over a cup of tea or coffee, and we can also look, okay, would we like to start a different possibility?
Yeah. What have you, Marion?
Yeah. My name is Marion.
Hi, Marion.
I work at school, at a primary school, and I would love to help some kids who have troubles in their heads, busy and so. What would it take for me and for them that the parents gave permission to do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, yeah. So do you have a specific thing you would like to do with them?
Now, to give the bars.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I get that kind of, like, yeah, I just wanted to check. It would be really cool. So if you look from, like, here's the thing, like, when we have a specific thing we would like to give somebody, it becomes a little bit less, it becomes like this energy, like it's become a cornered energy. So what if you went in and, like, looked at the kids and, like, hey, what possibilities are here that I'm not even considering? What invitation can the kids be to creating this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the kids are usually the ones that will open it up.
Mm-hmm.
So parents, depending on how it's presented or points of views they have, they say yes and no and so on. So are you willing to work with the kids to create this?
Yes.
So are you willing to be magical with them?
Yes.
And everywhere you decided that bars is the thing that is the thing that will change it, can we just try and create that? Good amount of run from park all night shirts, boys and meows, because sometimes it's just a question that changes their world. And yes, I would love all kids to have bars, because I've seen so much change with that, and I do desire that. And sometimes it's like, okay, it doesn't always go through the school, it goes through something else. Like, what else is possible there that we haven't considered yet? Like, I would really be in the question, what else is possible? Who can I talk to? What inspiration can I be? Where can I talk about bars or access in a way that they can receive? Because the thing is, the way they can receive. I had a lot of kids in Sweden when I was working a lot there. They were coming with their parents. Some were, like, dragged along, not so many, because often I tell them you don't have to be there, and then they come or do not come. And then there were quite a few teenagers. They came on all the bar swaps. It was amazing. And there was a twin, like two twins, like two girls, age of, I think, 13 when they started. What they ended up doing was, it was so funny, because they ended up becoming bars facilitators, everything that they could. They went to classes where the parents couldn't go and afford it. I'm like, oh my God. It was really cool. They went to body classes and things like that. And what happened was that in school, at some point in the gym class, they were asked to contribute with something they know to the whole class. And they're like, anything? And they're like, yes, you can do anything. And they then said they will teach bars. They taught bars twice at gym classes. One time when it was their assignment, and they went out, it was so cute, because when they got to know it, and it was really spontaneous, they went out and bought candies and some Coke, things like that you're supposed to have in a bars class. It's so cute. They got bars charts, not manuals, but they did that. And the second time was one time when the gym teacher was sick, and they were like, what can we do today? And they're like, we can do bars again. And not all kids liked it, but they also got the energy, because they called me one time, also before the second time, that they don't have to be liked. That it's okay if the kids don't want it. If half of them are looking at them stupid, they'll still do it. And most of those kids never ever continued, but they knew, like, they were willing to, even though it wasn't like the success we want, they were totally grateful being allowed to gift it to somebody else. That was so beautiful. So sometimes also, I would love bars to be in every school, for sure. I would absolutely love that. I would love that they would do once a week, or in every company. Like, when you sometimes getting a massage, I would love that to be bars too. Like, why not 10 minutes bars, 10-minute massage? I don't know, whatever it would be. And I also know that might not happen. So I try to get away from my result that I want to do that, and always have it with me, so that could be a possibility. So even if they only did it once, that was an opening to something different.
I see possibilities now. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's when you have something you'd like to do, and it gets a little shrinking the energy. Like when you get to this, you will not know when it shows up, but then you allowed everybody to be included. Like the whole universe can contribute to you when there's this. And then when you get excited, like that often helps a lot. But also be aware, 9 out of 10 may say no.
Yeah.
What if that's totally okay? What if it's totally okay that people don't want it? And what if it's okay that one person receives it and it changes their life, and maybe even just changes their life for 10 minutes? What if that is truly a gift to the world?
Yeah, I've seen that happen with colleagues and so, but I'd like to do more within the school and so.
Yeah. And never stop. Like, please never stop. Like, that's the thing. Like, even if everybody is against it, don't stop. Because if you truly know something that it can contribute and change, if you're willing to be space and no point of view who should receive it, and also be open for any possibility to shop, there is just more possibilities in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of I've been invited to schools in Sweden from people that have been to my classes. One was a psychologist, one was something else, not social worker, but kind of in the school, a different thing. And they had a problem class, and they had so many professional people in there. And they're absolutely given up. And it was so funny because it's a bakery class at a gymnasium. And there were kind of 12 or 13 kids, so it wasn't big. 9 or 10 of them were weird, like different. Like they had Asperger, they had autistic kids, they didn't speak Swedish. They were problem kids because one of the parents were dead, or they had problems at home. I was invited in Jonas too, and it was so funny because they forgot to ask about our credentials, and it was so funny because they just heard that we were good, so we got invited, and they gave us a download of how bad the kids were. Like every kid got a guy name, and then we got like a description what they were being or doing, and we're like, oh my God, they have so much judgments about the kids. So it was almost no possibility for the teachers to do anything with it. And we got this download, and then we went home and we talked to the principal and said, yeah, this is great, thank you so much, and we'll just work with them. And after 2 sessions with the kids, they saw so much change because the kids didn't get the judgments from us. The principal called us because one of the things that happened was that the teachers were basically getting suspicious why we could create so much change in 2 sessions with the kids, and the professionals couldn't.
Yeah.
And that was really fun because then, yeah.
I work with children at school already and with colleagues, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. A child who can't sit still, and after the treatment works the whole morning and plays and laughs and I want more.
Well, go for more. Go for everything that's absolutely impossible for other people.
Yeah.
What if you were the gift that could change everything if you're just willing to go for it?
Yeah.
Hi, Connor.
Monday.
Yeah.
Become the crazy possibilities.
Yeah. Thank you.
So what have you not been willing to ask for because you have to fit in or be normal or be crazy?
Yeah.
Crazy fun.
Yeah,
Wow, cool.
we'll do that.
And if there's anything that you like, anything that shows up that is not easy to work with or anything, like, let me know, because I have a lot of people that work with kids and schools and everything, so I can connect you and all those things. So please let me know if there's anything I can help you. I'd love to help out with schools. It's just amazing.
Especially when you're dealing with autistic kids. They're a little bit like animals.
Yeah.
And I mean animals in a very specific, awesome way.
I know. Yeah.
You surprised us, Connor.
See? I'm autistic. I go, bam. Surprising. Yeah, no, sorry for the tardiness. I keep breaking my hotel key cards. So I can't get into my room a lot of times. And they gave me 2 this time. And then I still couldn't get in. So whatever. Luckily they're relaxed in Spain. In the United States, like, because the maid in the hallway just walked down and like let me in. In the United States, that would never fly.
No.
So I'm glad. She's just like, oh, here you go. I'm like, oh, good. Now I can go steal everybody's stuff in here. Good thing it's actually in my room.
Steal your own stuff, Connor. That's absolutely fine.
This guy's got a good suit. I like it.
He does have a good suit. Hope it fits you.
He's got a couple really nice shirts too.
Is there anything else, you guys, that you would like to bring up that we could have fun with and create more space and possibilities? What else is forbidden to ask for?
No question? No? Nothing?
Have you guys traded, or are you guys in the middle of trading? Did you already run bars?
Yeah, we did.
We
one
just
time.
had one bar.
Okay,
so-
cool. So now it's our chance to make your heads pop before you
Exactly.
go in the next
Yeah.
round. Cool.
So would you like, I think, Marianne, would you like to talk about money? Would that be something?
Always.
I love it. I like talking about money. It's good.
What do you want to know?
Yeah. Get more.
So in the light of forbidden desires, what is forbidden? So forbidden is anything that it's wrong to ask for. What's it wrong to ask for when it comes to money?
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what's too much?
What did your mother tell you?
That you can't have enough money. Yeah.
Enough or too much?
Too much. Yeah.
That's the point of view, right?
Yeah.
So what does too much mean?
What does it mean? What does that mean in
What have you
English?
decided is too much?
You know, when you're born for a penny, then you can't be a pound.
So everything that is, can we just join and create that and let that go?
Oh, you're born for is that
Oh,
a
no.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just so many sayings about money that are basically diminishing possibilities. They're stopping you. They make it like money doesn't grow on trees. Like there's usually not so many sayings with money that are really positive, fun, and like excites you. Have you noticed that? How many sayings do you know? How many sayings do you know? And can you just have like that? They're really fun to say about money.
Fun things about
They're
money?
fun things. They're saying, are there sayings that are fun about money? No.
It's fun. It's strange, that one. I don't get it. Like, why? It's a really good way of controlling us, to not asking for too much, not having ease with money. So most people, they avoid when ease is starting to show up with money. Like if you start changing that and it's becoming easier, there's more energy about money. Most people put in the brakes. They create some drama. They create points of views. They don't want to see it. I've seen that a lot of people that I gift things, and when it comes to a little bit too much, they just run away. And I'm like, and it is really clear that we don't really want to always change things that are so natural in our limitations. So
Yeah, well, when I have, we always have just enough. And then when I think, oh, now there's a bit more, then the car breaks or something needs to be done on the house or something. So it's always just enough. And I like to have some more.
So are you willing to create a life where there is more money than you require?
Yes. Yes.
And are you willing to stop creating drama when you are changing your financial situation?
Mm.
So everything doesn't allow you to know that and change that and choose that. Can we just try and create that?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Thank you.
What if you also didn't have any problems?
Say that
Any
again.
problems?
What would you do?
No, the
If you had
feeling.
no money problems, the cars were never breaking down, what would you do? Or do your problems give you things to do and things to think about, and things to worry about?
Yeah. Mm. I know.
Everything that is times God's sure not great at all.
Get him out right wrapping a fuck all nine shirts, boys and beyonds.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really look at this. Like, I'm fucking brilliant at this. Like, what was it? What do they say, Lisen? Brilliant creators of crap or something?
Yes.
Something like brilliant creators of crap.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a different word in the first part.
Yeah. I'll come to it.
Basically, you're all phenomenal creators. And if you're not using that creation to create what you actually would like to have, you're really good at using that creation to create crap. Like the car breaking down, or the this, or the that, or the wherever you can then start to put your energy to fix things. So have you actually chosen what you would like your life and I don't even want to say life and living, but would you actually have you actually chosen what you would like to have and what you would like to create? Exactly. Like if you were to, in the United States for the first time ever, in 2016, the lottery reached over $1 billion.
Wow.
You know, $1 million, you still kind of have to worry about stuff. But when you win $1 billion, you don't really have to, there's not, you know, if you're going to worry about money or anything for the rest of life, then you're really, truly insane. And you might as well just kill yourself. But if you have $1 billion, money worries for the rest of your life are out the window. And in that $1 billion, I actually looked at like, what the hell would I do with it? Because the thing you have to look at with a humanoid is if you don't have like what you're going to use the money for, you're not going to create the money. So I looked at if I won $1 billion tomorrow, what would I do? I was like, I guess I'd just keep doing the same thing. Well, that's a great way to create $1 billion. Not. Like if you're like, I would like to have $1 billion, you got to be like, okay, I want private. I mean, it doesn't have to be this, but I would be like private jets, maybe like a yacht, if that's the route you want to go. Or like I started going into, I don't really care about those things. I'd want like a factory. I don't even know what that factory makes, but I'd like to have a factory. I'd like to have a global business where I've got money moving in almost every country, and real estate and like really start to look big. That's where I personally went. So as you start to actually look at like, you really want more money, start asking for those specific things you'd like to have in your life.
And also what I came from this world of having not enough money and always making it, and I was always making it very magical. So in the last couple of days, whenever I needed money, I was magically created it in weird, funny ways. And I was quite proud of that I always made it work. And it took me a while to get that being proud of that and happy that I made it wasn't really creating something else. It wasn't creating that it was that I was looking for something different, because I made it. I made it to the classes I wanted. I made it to the travels. I made it. And it was almost impossible in the life where I had. And then I had to look at that and see, okay, what if I had the money to choose it instead of make it possible in the last minute? So I had to give up a lot of points of views where I found that was really a good creation. Because I thought it was. And it might have been for a lot of people, but it wasn't really great because I wasn't willing to have money and choose it. And that was like, looking at that, it wasn't fun. It wasn't like, oh my God, yeah, now I'm going to change my life. This is super easy. No, not at all. Because it was something that was really, and I came from a spiritual path. So I was always asking for things and they showed up. But they showed up in the weirdest dramatic ways and not like having ease with it. And I couldn't really say, oh, I'm going there and I know how to pay for that. I have the money. Now I do have that as my reality. But I really had to look at that and see, okay, am I willing to have a life where I know what things are going to, like, for example, I have a car. I need to know that there are going to be repairs. I need to know that I'm going to swap tires. So I basically put already money aside that is a possibility. I even have in my, if you call it a budget, for like, what do you say when you get fees, you park wrong? Like, it's in there. That will happen. So it's not a surprise where I'm like, oh my God, I don't have money for that. Oh, that's expensive. In Sweden, it is expensive. It costs like 100 euros every time it's the wrong parking. It's not fun. But that's in there. So there's not the drama of things. Anything I have in my life has a maintenance. I have maintenance, my clothes, my home, my car, my dog. My dog is expensive. So those things are included in my life, and I put them into my consideration of what I require as a minimum.
I can speak from experience. Her dog is like a Ferrari.
And she's still not creating money too. So
she only guzzles premium.
Yeah, and I really I'm grateful for, because she doesn't like go with second best or third best. She'll take the best, and if you don't deliver the best, she just looks at you like, I'm not having that. What?
Is she there right now?
Yeah, somewhere.
Can we see her?
Wait a second. Let's see where she. I don't know where she.
Yeah.
Oh, Senia's here. Hey, there you go. Oh, she wants to be cuddled already. Hey. Okay, I'm here. I will be cuddled. This is my dog. She always takes the best. Hey, Sinia. Aw. Do you know that? You're not going to Amsterdam, Sinia. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
So what if money was like that for you?
Yeah.
She knows what she wants. She goes, here, give me rubbing on belly.
That's what you're for, Lisen.
Give me the money.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Right? She's not gonna get mad at Lisen if Lisen doesn't rub her belly. She might get a little irritated.
Oh, well, she was basically, when we were going to start this, she was like looking at me like, I'm going to go out. I'm like, that's not happening now. We're having a Zoom thing for half an hour. She's like, okay. And then she went here to the sofa and would lay down. And that's where I'm like, okay, we can do deals, and we can still she can still choose whatever she wants, and she'll know when it doesn't work. But yeah.
The brilliance of animals and children is when you watch them, that they are willing to manipulate people in any way, shape, or form to get what they want.
Yep.
Like, everybody tells a dog not to beg, but the dog's like, it works.
Yep. So what are you willing to ask for?
More?
No.
A normal question?
I don't know. More question?
No.
No?
Oh,
sorry.
have you a question, Lisa? You have a question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What kind of question? What? She knows me better than I know myself. She says
That sounds good. She'll challenge you.
Yeah, she does.
You have a question.
I have a question. It doesn't pop. It doesn't pop. I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't be. Maria, do you want to use us for anything?
No, I think, yeah, what I was getting is if the questions, to ask when you like when you would like something in your world, because there is actually, it's not saying, oh, I suppose it's important to ask how or not the how, but how, how to ask the questions, you know, for example, what would it take, or rather than I hope to have this. I think I think you could do a whole class on that.
Just ask how to ask questions. Yeah, that's really good. Because the thing is, like, if you have a point of view of something and you ask a question, usually you don't allow the question to create something. It's not open. You'll ask. There's a lot of people, like, when they start doing Access, they say, "Oh, but I'm asking questions." I'm like, yes. Is it an open question where you're wondering, where you're allowing something else to show up, or is it just you're supposed to ask a question and it's just a sentence with a question mark, and you don't really, and then at the end you're like, I don't think it's going to happen anyway. So it is the question. If you're just like, how to ask a question, you can ask it any way you like. There's no right questions. There are questions we use in Access, but if you don't use them and you're still in the question where it's really a wondering, how could I do? What else is? Like, you're in that space. Those work so much better than I use the correct question and nothing is changing. I remember when in the beginning, I couldn't remember these weird questions and clearings. And basically what I was doing, and I did a lot of clearings when I was walking with her, and I was like, oh, what was that? Whatever that is, pat and pak. So basically she doesn't want to be here anymore. Anywhere I was having something show up or I had a weird energy, I just started pat and packing that. And any energy, that energy, whatever it takes to change that, pat and pak. Like, it didn't really matter because it just shows up, and then I did something with it instead of like trying to figure out how to be correct, like do it right.
Yeah.
I was very influenced by German. I was journey, so I was like, either you just go for it or you wait to do it correctly, and it just stops us.
Yeah, no, I like that, being in the question of being in the energy of the wonder, you know, that, you know, being
How do you do it with your questions?
Which one? Sorry, I have someone asking me about symphony sessions on the side, so I was like dealing with that.
No, in general, how do you use questions? Like, because they were wondering like how basically you play with questions.
You know, it's so fun when I actually do it. And even like this morning, I am in the middle of reading the Distractor Implants book, if you guys don't know about it. And generally when I read something, Access book or take a class or anything, it really kind of shows up in my life like kangaroo balls. So the reason I talk about this is distractor implants pretty much are always designed to bring you away from your power and your potency. And the question and questions and asking and receiving is your power and your potency. So when I'm in distractor implants, I don't really play with questions. But the way I like to use them the most is really to ask. And generally, I know that what I ask for will show up depending on how the universe can sort of work. Like if I'm asking for something really big, like I want to triple my income, or this year I want to make like $1 million because last year I made $500,000 or whatever it might be. And everybody's going, is that how much you make? It's really like also being willing to be aware of what the universe, how quickly the universe can mold to you. Now you might say like, so let me back up a quick second. Like certain smaller things like, oh my God, you know, what would it take to have random sex? Like that's one that the universe can kind of turn up for you very quickly. And it doesn't mean that you actually have to have the sex, but somebody offers it. Lisa and I have a friend that put this to the test almost so brilliantly because she had someone ride up on a bicycle next to her and just ask, would you like to have sex with a stranger? So something like that, you know, I love just asking the question, and it's so cool watching it just show up. And really just being like, oh my God, that's how that showed up? That is so neat. So whatever questions I ask, the how they show up is probably the most fun part, because you're like, I wonder how that's going to show up. You ask the question, you go, wow, how's that going to show up? Like the very first, so there's that, and then the bigger picture, like I said, the 6 months, there's also sort of getting out of your point of view as to what fast is, right? Like if you ask for something really big, totally life-changing, like I really want my whole career and how I make money, all that stuff, to just do a full-on 180, it might take the universe like 6 months or a year. And then you go, well, God, that takes forever. But in the whole like in the whole span of your being, that's a blink of an eye when you actually look at it. In this lifetime, it might seem like a really long time, and like day to day, you got to do your thing. But that's probably what I really love playing with sort of the most, is just the little things and the big things. But like when you're asking the big questions, in the meantime, while the big questions haven't shown up yet, play with the little things. Like you know, what could I have today? Ooh, yesterday I ran into like the only Mexican food restaurant in Madrid that's actually run by someone that's Mexican, and it was delicious. Even just going outside and taking a walk and going, where's like the best place I could eat lunch right now?
One of the things when I was testing the universe is just ask the universe to surprise you.
Yeah.
I
So
like that.
you don't even have to know what to do, but you have to be willing to receive something different if you want to. Like if you have a point of view that it doesn't work or life sucks and you don't want to give that up, it might be exactly what you've been shown every time you're in life. But like ask the universe to surprise you with something fun or magical, whatever that is, and you'll see it can be some fun things.
Mm-hmm. So how about anyone else? Like, have you guys, I would love to see, would you guys acknowledge some of the questions you've asked so far that have shown up?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to share?
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, for me, I asked so much, and so much has shown up. I'm giving like the classes I want that I asked for. I'm getting the people around me with the same energy that I asked for, like Maria. I'm so happy with Maria. I was asking for hosting. It just showed up with Maria. I'm like, all the questions, and for me, they're like simple. It's like, okay, I would like people around me with the same energy that would not judge me, that would not have conclusions about me and my body and who I am. And it just showed up. And I let it go. It just showed up and it went so fast. It was like a couple of days or something. So, yeah, I do.
There you go. Isn't that brilliant? You're like, wow, it happened so fast.
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted. I'm like, what? It works.
Yeah.
With everything. Just
It
as fun.
totally works. So weird.
Yeah.
So cool.
So cool it is. Yeah, right?
Yeah, or very practically on a very sunny autumn day, on a Sunday, go to the beach and want a place to eat. And there is one spot and there you can sit. Yeah, I've created it.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And the parking spots.
Oh,
Always
yes.
a spot, parking spot.
Wow.
Parking spots are a blast to create, aren't they?
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I think we better.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
More questions, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks so much, guys. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I'll pop in.
We can't wait to see you next weekend.
Pleasure. Cool.
time. Let's swap.
Enjoy your bars. I'm not envious at all. I'd love that too, to be there with you guys. That would be cool. But enjoy it, and I hope to see you soon, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Have a lovely day.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Oh, wait. How does it work?
You just say, oh yeah,